In this video, I'm going to be looking at the updated version of the Shinko X Series 18-inch rear tyres. And I'd like to give a huge thank you to Hisashi Tanitane at the Bivouac Off-Road Shop in Osaka, Japan. He provided all the tyres shown in this video, and the Bivouac shop focuses on off-road and adventure bike parts, accessories and gear. So if you're ever in the Osaka area, please check out his shop. I'll put a link to the shop in the description of this video. The Shinko X Series off-road tyres have been available for a number of years now. The main features of all the tyres in the series are a soft gummy rubber compound with aggressive block pattern, and they work well with tubeless at low pressures. I made a couple of videos about 2 years ago introducing the 525X in the 120/118 size, and I've used that tyre quite a lot in all types of off-road conditions, and I found it to provide very good grip in all conditions and also last very well. Recently, Shinko updated the X Series by lightening the tyre weight, so I thought it'd be a good idea to show each of the 18-inch rear tyres and explain the differences and similarities between the tyres. The X Series has three 18-inch rear tyres in the series. On the right we have the 540X in a 120/118-inch size, and you can see the block pattern is very aggressive. There's a lot of space between the blocks. It's intended to work well in soft conditions. And in the middle is the 525X in a 120/118-inch size. I have a lot of experience on this tyre, and I've done a number of videos about it. It works very well in all conditions off-road and wears very well due to the large block size. And on the left is the 525X in a 110 size. I also have one mounted here which I used yesterday, so I have some experience on this now. And you can see the block pattern is similar to the 120, but the block size is smaller. This is the 525X in the 110 series, and a common feature of all the tyres in the series are they have soft crowns. You can see how easily I can press it down. The 110 size in particular is quite soft here, and relatively stiff sidewalls. So it works well in tubeless at low pressure. I ran this at 3 psi yesterday, and worked well on rocks and roots, and also muddy conditions. And this is the 525X in the 120 size, and compared to the 110, the crown is slightly stiffer. It's still relatively soft, and it has stiff sidewalls, and they feel quite a bit stiffer than the 110 size. I typically run these at 2 psi in tubeless. And this is the 540X in the 120 size, and the crown feels similar to the 525X, and it has stiff sidewalls. Again, really compatible and suitable for tubeless use at low pressure. And here's a summary of the measurements I made on the tyres. The tyre at the top is the original 525X in a 120 size, and the tyre weight was just over 7 kilograms. The new updated version of the 525X in a 120 size weighed 425 grams less. The other measurements were similar. The compound used in all the tyres appears to be exactly the same and measured 49 durometer. The lightest tyre, no surprises here, was the 525X 110 size, weighing 5.3 kilograms, so quite a bit lighter than the 120 size. So if you're looking for a light tyre, the 110 size is definitely worth checking out. The 540X was in between the 120 and 110 size 525X, weighing 5.9 kilograms. And if you want to check and see whether you've got one of the new updated models, you could weigh it and compare it to my measurements, or you can look at the date code. So I've included date code information here, and all of the tyres were manufactured in late October 2019. So working week 43 and 44. So if you have the same date code or later date code, you can be sure that it's a new updated model. Today is my first ride on the new 525X. It's a 110 size, so it's the first time I've actually used a 110 on this bike. So it'll be interesting to see how it handles it in the conditions. I'm at the Shirai course, which has a good mixture of dirt and rocks, and lots of hill climbs, lots of clay. So it'll be really interesting to see how it performs. So far the tyre's been working really well on these rocks. Excellent traction, so I'm impressed so far. Woo! The back tyre?
Yeah.
Yeah. Grips pretty well.
Yeah. That was nice on the thick stuff. Going up through the hills. Slow.
Yeah.
That was quite a bit nicer. And you have a front mudguard, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.